Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of 3 Zendikar Rising draft. Alright, rare is Master of Winds. Great card. Probably just slam dunking that. What else we got on here? I like the Skyclave Cleric. Playable spell land. Fireblade Charger. Good warrior. Veteran Adventurer is good. Stalker's a good common finisher. Sentinel, playable. Early blocker or late game win con. And nothing else too exciting here. So let's go with the Master. Alright, follow-up pick. Well, in blue we have Into the Royal, which seems like a solid follow-up to Master of Winds. We can look at other stuff in here. We have Rabid Bite in green, good removal. Geopede, Great Beater, Akum Warrior, playable spell land. Nahiri's Lithoforming. Mostly an unplayable rare, but you can jam it in a landfall deck to potentially get a bunch of landfalls in one turn. But it's pretty risky. It's more of a cool card. But easy Into the Royal here, I think. Great card, playable, good follow-up to Master of Winds. Alright, well, now probably Royal Eruption. I mean, we have a Wizard already, and red-blue is a good direction to go for Wizards. Is the color combination of Wizards. A lot of black cards in here. In blue, we have the Shell Shield and Zulaport Duelist. Neither of them are strong enough, I think, to third pick here. Sign of the Swarm is a cool card. I mean, it's certainly playable in Dimir, but it's not going to shine very much. There's not a ton of life gain in black. Although, as I say that, I see Mind Drain and Gloom Hunter, which are two ways to gain life. But I would just say Royal Eruption is clearly the most logical pick here. So we'll take it. I mean, you can kill your opponent with it. It's a color combination of Wizards. Great removal. Okay, so now in red and blue, we have Glacial Grasp, another Duelist, Pyroclastic Hellion. None of those are super exciting. I'd say the best card's probably the Emeria Captain. And blue-white Party is... I've had some success with that. I think it's fine. In black, we have Mind Drain and Vanquish, so Vanquish some removal. Not terribly exciting, but certainly playable. I don't love Glacial Grasp. I think it's playable. It's at its best in a Rogues deck. I think it's probably in a pretty easy Emeria Captain here. It flies, it synergizes really well in a party deck. And I would say it's pretty clearly the strongest card here, so we'll take it. Okay, so now in blue, we have Buying Veil, Field Research, Zulaport Duelist. If I was going to play blue, which I mean, I think of all the three colors I'm in, I'd rather play blue. Into the Royal and Master of Winds are very good reasons to stick with blue. So we can do Field Research or Buying Veil. This is just a spell land, but it's pretty useful. Field Research, card advantage is good. And in red, we have Electromancer, which is a good party card. Wizard, which is a fine party card. And in white, we have Core Celebrant. Both of these are wizards, I should note, if we wanted to stick with the red-blue plan. Neither of them are excellent wizards. I think I'm going to go Field Research over the Buying Veil. I like drawing cards. Maybe I'm crazy. So, options now could take the Shepherd. That gives us Cleric, Warrior, Wizard. Otherwise, I'm taking Bug Catcher, which moves us back towards, like, Wizard colors, which is fine, but I like Shepherd. And we're going to have a lot of evasion if I take it. Captain, Winds, and Shepherd, they all synergize together, they all fly. I kind of like that. Bug Catcher's a fine card, too. But I'm going to go Shepherd. I'm going to speculate white might be a better option. Maybe we can play 3-color if I get the fixing to support it. Here we can take Colossus. It's good. It's at its best in a party deck. Otherwise, Anti-Cognition I don't really like that much. Playable. At its best in Rogues. Synchronized Spellcraft for going back towards a red plan. Playable removal, not terribly exciting. I guess I could argue Colossus is not terribly exciting either, but It's at its best in a party deck, and we're likely going to be able to do that. Otherwise, even if I end up in red, Colossus is still playable. Here we probably just slam a Shelter. Negates a fine sideboard card. Sticking Guide is playable for a party deck, but that's not going to work towards our blue-white plan. Shelter's just excellent. Great protection. And sometimes it just lets you get past blockers for the win, too. So Chilling Trap, we currently only have the one wizard. Could take the Glacial Grasp here. With a lot of flyers, I like it more. Not the mill aspect, but get to turn something off as an attacker for 2 turns and draw a card. Otherwise, we could take the Sentinel, but it doesn't have a class. It's fine as just a 3-drop blocker or late game finisher, like I said, but we'll take the Grasp. We might end up playing it. So now we'll probably take Negate for sideboard. Seeing some late black. Might end up Dimir Party. But actually, I guess we'll take Smite for sideboard. You know, the 3 white cards we have make me want to stick with this plan. Take the weaker card here. Yeah, Ox is playable if I need it. It's not exactly what we want to pursue for this deck, but it's playable. Here, it's kind of unfortunate. It's a little bit of a miss in terms of what directions we're already going here. Can take the Raptor, which can help get spell lands back in as a flyer, but doesn't help the party plan. Seer kind of plays with the party plan. I mean, it does play with the party plan. It's just kind of an underwhelming card. Null Priest is clearly the strongest card in here. I like Black Bloom Rogue, and Spark Mage is a good party card. But we might just first pick a Seer. Not my favorite, but makes sense given the plan we're doing, I suppose. Alright, Fledgling is just a game winner. Some strong stuff in here. Really strong stuff in here. But Fledgling just wins games on its own. It doesn't even matter what kind of deck you're playing as long as you're in white. Zagras is really good too, but we're far from splashing this. Takedown would be welcome. And that's about it for us, unless I'm abandoning white for red again. But I'm happy to take a Fledgling here. It's also a field research, which is good. Alright, so can take the Cleric. I probably take it over the Celebrant. There's a Sorcerer in here, which is good. Another field research, but I think we probably take the Cleric. Like I said, I like Celebrant, but it's a spell land. More useful. Can play it as a 2-drop to block sometimes. And good with the rest of what we've got. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Well, Falconer's a good pickup. Removal-wise, we're pretty light. Because we basically just have an Into the Royal, which would make Bubble Snare a good pickup, but Merfolk Falconer's a great card. Do we actually have Kicker? Yeah, we've got a couple. Not a lot, but a couple. Yeah, I think Falconer's upside is much higher than Bubble Snare, and it gives us more flight, more evasion. I like that. Okay, so probably take the Wizard here. There's Banneret and Adept. Adept is obviously a good party card too, but Windrider Wizard to me makes more sense since it has built-in flying, and the looting effect is totally relevant too. And we're getting a lot of flyers here, so I like this. Trapfinder is actually a great reason to... And it's our only rogue currently. Yeah. Trapfinder is a great pickup for us here. I'd like the Diviner, the Disruption, the Celebrant as well, but we've got full party potential now, and that's great, given what we already have. Another Emiria Captain, solid pickup for us. I'd actually like the Cleric and the spare supplies too, but Captain's too good to pass up here, so take that. So Royal Mage or Windrider Wizard number 2. I think we actually go route that. I just like the flying. I think we just take the Wizard. Wizard into Captain, into Shepherd to gain a bunch of life. Yeah, I think it looks good. Sellsword would be another 2-drop, which is nice, but let's pick up some flyers while we can here. So Shell Shield, I guess we can take over a second Pressure Point. Pressure Point's okay. I guess, I mean, I'm not likely to play Shell Shield. It works with, like, Falconer. It gives some protection. It's a combat trick. I'm not likely to play Pressure Point either, but if we don't end up with any removal, I wonder if I would. We already have a lot of evasion, so we don't need the Kite Sail. Duelist is another rogue. Not a bad idea for party-style effects. Otherwise, I take a second Field Research, which would be good too. I think I'm actually going to take the Duelist. This is a little bit weird, but this is not ordinarily where I would like a Duelist, but I think it actually kind of makes sense here with the party plan we have going. I could see the argument to take the Field Research there. None of these cards matter. I guess that's fine. Take the Kite Sail. Second to last pick, Rabid Bite. Well, somebody's going to feel good about that. Second to last pick, Banneret. Great pickup for us. Diversify our creature type. Yeah, I think we got enough pressure points. So, Tactics is probably at its best here, but I think I just want another Into the Royal. This is cheaper, but Into the Royal Tempo gives us some card advantage as well. You can play it on turn 2. I think it's probably just all around better than Tactics. Tactics probably better for like an aggro deck. We're looking more like a just survive evasion, win through evasion style deck. Guess this would let us splash Royal Eruption, but I'd rather just have Into the Royal. I haven't even looked at our creature count. All right, we're looking good. So we can take Shelter here. Celebrant is definitely good. Blocker that gains life, but I think we want this Shelter. It's tough to go wrong with spell lands, particularly ones that let you get past blockers and win. And I think we're likely playing 18 lands. I think there's a good chance of that. So I don't know if we have enough warriors for Tactician. Really, this deck just needs the Stalker. The unblockable evasion Stalker. I mean, we have enough evasion where we probably don't need it to win, but it would certainly help. There's a Diviner in here as well. I think we're a little bit 4-drop heavy. Yeah, I guess we can take Tactics since we practically have 0 removal. Blade Master is cool, but we really don't have equipment, so probably makes more sense to take the Diviner, even though we have a lot of 4-drops. I could play Diviner over Cascades here if I had to. And I think we're playing 18 lands anyway. Salundi Vision would be fine too, but it looks like we may not need these pressure points, thankfully. So Nahiri's Binding gives us some removal. Pack Beast is going to be pretty good for us, though. I think we still probably have to take the removal just because we really don't have any. We have a Tactics, we have 2 Into the Royals, and that's like it. So we probably need the Binding in order to deal with certain creatures, as much as I want that Pack Beast. So we might have enough Wizards now for Chilling Trap. Maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, it's a few. Another Colossus probably isn't necessary. Seems unlikely we would play another Colossus. So I guess we can take a Chilling Trap. It seems unlikely we would play Chilling Trap too. Not quite enough Wizards. But Kitesail Cleric's a good one. It's flying, you can tap things. Good creature type to pick up. Sure. Kindi Stampede. I think it's a good pickup. Spell land, free for our deck. Another chance to get Smite. Yeah, can be good out of sideboard. Grasp number 2. Over Pressure Point, probably. Tactician versus Tempest. Probably the Tactician. I mean, we really don't have that many warriors, but we probably have enough where we play it. Maybe. 3 Smites. Maybe we can take an Anti-Cognition now. Sentinel's not really going with the... It's a little bit off theme for what we're doing, I would say. So we ended up getting a pretty good looking deck. I think we're missing some high value spells from this archetype. The Stalker, the whatever the draw 3, gain 3 life thing is. Missing those is a little bit of a mess, but we have more than your average bear's amount of evasion in this deck, which is really good. And we do have the Trap Finder, where in a deck that's presumably going to be where it's at its best. So 14, 15, 16, 17. This is 18 lands right here, so I'm kind of cool with what we've got. Removal, we have the Into the Royals, we have Tactics, we have Binding. And that's about it, but hopefully enough. Looks a little bit slow, but I think it's acceptable. So, yeah. More white than blue. We do have double white. We have double blue as well. Yeah, we have quite a bit of double blue. So, probably going to do an even split. All right. Well, yeah, I'm satisfied. We'll run it like this. We'll see you round 1. All right, we're in round 1. We can keep this. We're on the draw. We have both colors. Seems fine. We've already got Warrior, Rogue, Wizard. So we're just short Cleric for full party. And we have our removal spell too, which is nice. So I guess we'll go Stampede first. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go Shelter now. It's a good draw. So, can do a turn 4 Master of Winds or Expedition Diviner. Diviner beats down harder. Master of Winds gives us card advantage. Not exactly sure what I like more. Let's get our second blue out there. Attack. Probably the Master of Winds, I think. Basically because it blocks better. So probably ditching a land here. We could ditch the Duelist, but it's our only rogue. I like that. Definitely not ditching the Banneret. So I guess we're ditching a land, and we have more blue. So maybe the white. More blue in hand, I mean. So we want to play the Banneret next turn. It gives us some paired Tactician synergy. Tactics is a good draw too. So options here. I think we just go Banneret, Diviner. We're on pretty good track to successfully win this race, I would say. So. And the Banneret is important, not only because we have the 5 mana, but because we have the paired Tactician. It's kind of a weird choice, actually. Falconer's a good draw, so... we can attack here. And we probably just into the royal tactics. It keeps us the safest. Especially if they just rip a land here or whatever. Yeah. So we'll kill the Cleric of Lifespawn and into the royal. I could actually do my diviner. I mean, they're dead anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. So they're playing a cleric deck with a Jerboa. They didn't see much that game. Saw a lot of lands, not that many spells. Smite is an option for a big cleric. Negate for Feed the Swarm. That's about it, though. Anything we have that's particularly weak here? Not really. Glacial Grasp can buy some time, replaces itself. Yeah. I think we can run her back. They didn't show us a ton of evasion either, so if we can survive, our late game can do a lot of work. This hand's not great, but I'll keep. Into the Royal can ideally buy us a little bit of time. And these are at least spells, so if we happen to rip spells like that, we might be able to do something. So I guess the plan is kicked into the Royal into Falconer. Very late Trap Finder. Very late Kitesail Cleric, too. So I think the safest play is probably Trap Finder, Kitesail Cleric, leave up Sajiri Shelter. That way if they have removal, we can counter it. At this point, we kind of need a... Oh, that's surprising. Not sure why they would do that, but I like it. So, one card left. We can... probably do Seer and leave up Shelter. Could have gotten in with Trap Finder, but it's okay. No idea why they attacked with that Blight Priest. Could have pretty easily won the game if they hadn't. Cleric's good. It gains us some life, but probably just jamming a Falconer here. No. I guess Stampede is an actual way to win here. No attacks there, though. Interesting. All right. Playing a Cleric. I think we sandbag lands now because we've got Master of Winds. So, double block this one. Duelist is a good draw. With McKindy, Stampede, and Duelist, do I have enough for lethal? So 6, 9, plus 4, 13. Actually, just shy. What is our best way to block here? What is the best way to block? I suppose we... kill the Mucklord and the Sellsword. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, Glacial Grasp is pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of not what we wanted to see. I can't lie. Well, that is, however, but actually doesn't deal with the Celebrant. Well, that's a good draw. Let's I think we just stay back in case they have removal. Looks like they drew something to get cards out of their graveyard, which is a bad sign for us. They're just going to get Blight Priest back and kill us if they have that. Yep, that is game. All right, we'll go to game 3. Felt like we pretty easily could have won that one, but it did require our opponent missing for a couple turns, so. Alright. But then again, they should have had that, like, 8 turns ago by not throwing away their Blight Priest, so it's probably ultimately a deserved loss on my part, since they were supposed to win anyway. I don't know why I even said that. It's not true. They definitely, I feel like we should have had that game. It just came down to, I don't know what it came down to. Came down to them ripping a Gloom Hunter and a Blight Priest, I suppose, after a Feed the Swarm. I don't know. That's my best guess. So Negate can deal with Blood Beckoning, Binding, Feed the Swarm, Kabira Takedown. I mean, it has targets. Does it have enough targets where I want to bring it in? Maybe. Sure. I guess. Maybe cut a Glacial Grasp. Okay. Sure. We don't have anything else that's cheap and can block, so I think that's it, unless I want to do an Anti-Cognition. And I kind of don't, so alright. Could have done an Anti-Cognition, I guess, over my Seagate Colossus. Cut a little bit of my late game. But I feel like they might have that mana. So here, it's actually a good hand. We get to go Stampede into Cleric, so we have an early blocker, which is good. Then Field Research to find second blue so we can cast this Master, generate some card advantage, and ideally beat our opponent. The only issue is our opponent's got an actual deck that can do stuff in the late game. I mean, it kind of hinges on them not making bad decisions like attacking with Marauding Blight Priest, but clearly they can still win even when they make bad decisions, so we've got to be conscious of that. So, Field Research here. We need the second blue anyway to cast the Master of Winds. That's good. So now we can do the Master. Have some removal too. I like how this is looking. This is looking good. So, probably ditch a land here. Alright, 3 cards left. No attacks, though. Was not expecting that. So, what do I want to do? If I play the Seer, I think we do actually play the Seer, because the Scry 2 is pretty useful right now, but I can't leave up Negate. So, both of these let me leave up Negate next turn. I suppose we take the Flyer, then we can leave both on top. Leave up Negate and Security Shelter, so that's nice. Oh, fell at our retreat. Well, that's too bad for us. Would have been really nice to leave up a Negate. So, I'm thinking we play a Shelter this turn because we need a land. We're going to pass. We're going to have to negate that Feldar retreat in order to win. So I'm going to leave up into the Royal to bounce the Feldar retreat. I'm going to protect it, which means we're not going to be able to draw off of Into the Royal. Or another option is, yeah, that's actually fine. I can do it on my turn. If I don't, I miss out on a card draw. Yeah, I think we just Into the Royal with card draw on our turn. I think this is better. Like, it's a little bit slow, but ultimately, I like it. I mean, I just don't think we're beating a Felidar Retreat, so let's just get that out of the way. So, if we draw a land, we can go Wizard Captain, which is really good. Or we can play Falconer, which is also good. Best use of mana. We have 6, so I guess best use of mana is Windrider plus Tactician. It's kind of a weird choice. So, got some choices here. I suppose we Falconer because we get a loot off of the Wizard. Oh, that's a good draw. Feels bad discarding the land if I draw a Fledgling, but I mean, it makes sense. All right, they've, I guess, decided they have no way to win now, which is fine by me. We beat Felidar Retreat, which we didn't see until game 3. Happy about that. Boy, did that negate sideboard sure work out. Especially with a Constrictor out. If they had the Felidar Retreat, that would have been a big problem. All right, we'll see you for the next one. All right, round 2, this is a keep. We're going to do the Cleric as land because I want the Shelter to protect this Fledgling, although now I guess I don't even have to think about it. So we will do the, can do the Cleric actually. I guess we just go for it. I think you just go for the Fledgling. They're in removal colors, they're in bounce colors. I think we have to accept that Fledgling has a decent chance of dying here. I find it interesting they didn't want to try and block the Fledgling. I mean, it wouldn't have worked out for them, but it would have eaten up our turn playing the Shelter. We have the Clerics. I feel like we can race reasonably well. It's weird that they attack first. My opponent's weirding me out. I feel like they're making weird decisions. I mean, it's kind of working out for them, but just very odd. So best use of mana. Well, Cleric's not going to be able to block Skulker because it has Death Touch. Glacial Grasp, I suppose, is the best use of mana. And we can loot off of it, so, alright. Guess that's the plan. That's a good draw. Well, what do I discard here? I can discard the island, but then what am I doing? Well, I guess we're just playing the Master and probably drawing more lands anyway, so it's okay. There's a lot of Sajiri shelters there. Field research. Well, let's do the Master. Loot. Discard. Banneret gives us better blockers. Shelter protects. We need white mana. I don't know if we have time to do the field research. We're drawing 2 more. Probably field research, I guess, because we're already drawing 2 more. Well, I need the second white mana, so I guess we ditch the island again and play a shelter as a land. And I guess we're trading Wizard for Skulker. Not exactly what I want to do. So, can do the Shepherd. We can do... This is definitely a little awkward spot. Guess we do Tactician and leave up Sajiri Shelter. It's not exactly what I want to do, but... Do I need this Cleric as a land too? I want to make a land drop this turn, so I think I actually do the Cleric. Sure. It's been a very odd match. All right, so we block. Well, they only have 1 card left. That's a good sign. So what do we want to do? We can go Banneret, Shepherd. We can go Falconer, Banneret. Probably Banneret, Shepherd is fine. And we'll pass in case they have an answer for the Shepherd. No reason to attack with the Master there. All right. So I think we can attack with Shepherd here because we have Banneret mana. And we can do Falconer in case they have more removal. It's a lot of Namana Sky Dancers. We've looted a lot too. All right. So they're playing like aggro rogues. Just a little bit odd. I mean, it's not outrageous or anything. It's just a little bit odd. Let's see. Yeah, this is fine. And they have a Mind Drain. This doesn't play around Acquisitions Expert very well, playing the land there, but I feel like it plays around the... lets us build more chances to get Banner at lethal as well. So we can attack with everything we have lethal. Say they block my biggest guy. Five, 9. So we kind of have to attack with everything in order to be lethal. I can leave one dude back. Maybe the Master of Winds. Let's say I attack with everything. And they block my biggest guy. They just take 4, 8, 10, 12. So it's not actually lethal. So we leave the Master of Winds back. We attack with everything. I'm curious how they block anyway. Because they have to block here. Multiple Zoff consumptions, huh? If they just block the Banneret, I think I actually allow the Banneret to die. Because then I could just set up another block with the Myriad Captain. Looks like they're not interested in keeping it going. It's a lot of Namana Sky Dancers. And then they have the Skulkers. So they're definitely just straight up aggro rogues with... yeah, aggro rogues. It looks pretty good. I mean, thankfully we have a lot of flyers, which helps. Stuff like Kitesail Cleric in particular. But do I want to do... I might want to do like Anti-Cognition, because they operate on a pretty low mana curve. Negate for these stuff too. Yeah, I think Negate and Anti-Cognition actually... oops, not that one. Take out the Colossus. Don't want double Glacial Grasp. Might even cut the Glacial Grasp. Not that it's bad. It's just... it's actually good. It's just maybe a little bit too slow. We might need the Anti-Cognition. I mean, it's a good chance they're able to pay for it, but... I guess Binding, too, is not great. It's slow, especially on flash creatures. Would I rather just do... I might even rather do a Grasp than a Binding. It's less color intensive. It draws me a card. It buys me 2 turns. All right. It might be a little bit nuts. But I really don't like a 3-drop to stop their 2-drop or their 3-drop flash creature. Doesn't seem great to me. I can't believe I have a hard time dealing with 2/2s in this deck. All my stuff is like 1 power. All right. Oh, let's see. So 1 lander, we're going to have to mull this. This one's a keep, and I guess we'll ditch the... I guess the Falconer. I like Falconer, but there's a chance we need this Duelist, although it doesn't do much against the Skulkers except buy us a little bit of damage prevention. I guess it works with Trap Finder, actually. Skydiver, huh? Alright. And we want the Trap Finder here. I want the white mana too, but I'm gonna do Trap Finder. Anti-Cognition. That's actually nice. So now we can copy or counter rather the... I should have actually played the Stampede, because they're going to play the Sky Dancer here that we immediately counter. Yeah, Stampede there would have been way better. And we didn't get the untapped land, so we got punished hard for the decision. Punished very hard. So we'll do the wizard. Missed on those land drops, but I guess the Myriad Captain looks pretty good. Another choice is the wizard. Wizard, I can leave up Duelist to block Skydiver. And then our captain's maybe bigger too. Alright. This uses the same amount of mana as the Myriad Captain, but can prevent some damage. Potentially make Shepherd of Heroes a little bit better too. Doesn't matter. So, just cannot for the life of me get that land. So we'll play the captain, which can't even block the Skydiver anymore. And I think we're actually in some pretty serious trouble. Can't get in Zoff consumption range either. Still just desperately need a land and cannot get it. So I guess we'll play the Diviner and probably double blocking a Skitter Sneak. I probably would have attacked with both, but maybe they have a combat trick, I don't know. Still just like a land away here from being pretty safe. There it is. So we can do probably fledgling land field research. Maybe field research first. Could also draw the extra card by playing the land. How important is a fledgling right now? I don't know. I can't imagine it's super important. We probably are more desperate for actual ways to do something here. They probably have another Skydancer and a Zoff consumption in hand, is my guess. Or a Living Tempest. So, 7 lands. I think we go Wizard, Seer. Loot. Dump the land. Cleric can gain life. Tactician is not bad. I mean, it's better than a land, but suppose it can attack. I guess I keep him. I want to be able to untap with Shepherd. If they have removal, I can bounce it with into the Royal. But can wish on one hand and see what happens. We needed that one turn, just that one, to keep it safe, but just not quite there. I don't know why they didn't attack with the Tempest. I don't really understand that. They'd rather trade, huh? Okay. Got 5 cards left. I don't even think we have enough cards to win this anymore. We got milled out. I don't know why they didn't attack there. I mean, it really doesn't matter. We have no way to beat Soaring Thought Thief. We just do not have enough cards left in the deck. I can't believe we got milled out the way we did. I suppose I shouldn't have looted, but it's like... I suppose there's a slim probability we find the way to win this. I don't even want to draw. Like, it's hilarious to me. It's just so silly. I'm drawing too much. All right, we'll go to the next game here. That was such an odd game. I'm like missing on land 4 turns in a row and end up getting myself milled out. What a weird game. All right. Still don't like binding. I mean, obviously drawing cards isn't great when you're getting milled out, but you need to draw cards in order to win too. And they're not just winning through milling us out. They can easily damage us for the win. They just happen to mill us out there because I couldn't mount an offense for way too many turns. I don't know. I guess I'm just going to have to accept this. Guess we keep. So, Wizard versus Tactician. We don't have a warrior for the Tactician, but it hits harder. Probably the Tactician. My thinking is the Captain with the Tactician's going to be better. So, it's a bit of a tough spot. I really hate the idea of Glacial Grasp on a Blood Priest. But I also need to hit a land, so... because we're missing our land here. And it was perfect. It was the perfect draw. It was precisely what we needed in that spot. And we milled a Soaring Thought Thief, which I guess is good. They've got into the Royal Mana, which might be fine. We'll follow up with a Emiria Captain, probably. Makes the best use of mana. You're going to take it all, huh? Well, I think we let them take 6 and then play the Captain, which I wish was a little bit bigger, but... still worth it. I guess Subtle Strike I'll play around. Particularly since we have like lethal on the backswing. If I pump, do they die? They have into the Royal Mana, though. 6, 10, 12. So they bounce Paired Tactician. I think I'm going to play around them having into the Royal. Or Buying Veil's another one, I guess. Alright. Guess I could save the Banneret, which is probably a good idea. We don't die to Zoff consumption, so I think this is okay. I mean, if they have another one, we would, but now we don't because of... That's nice. I don't think we had lethal there anyway, did we? If I didn't play the Shepherd and just pump the team in attack, block our two biggest guys, take 4, 6, 8, 10. It would have been one shy. I think we're getting a pretty fortunate victory here. It was not looking like a... It was looking scary after that second game there. Do we not have lethal? Yeah, we do. They have to make worse blocks if they want to live. And they still die there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. We got there. By the skin of our teeth. Close match. Their aggro rogues deck turned out to be pretty good, actually. I think the Zoff consumptions to finish her off was probably all they needed. They had a lot of evasion, multiple Soaring Thought Thieves. So, definitely a close match. We'll see for round 3. All right. Got a good keep here. Do I want to play the turn 2 Cleric or do I want to play it as a land? Guess it depends. I think we're going to play it as a land and play the Banneret. Because then the Tactician looks better on turn 3 into the Master. Or the Emiria Captain. Well, I can attack with both. And whatever they block the Banneret with. Because they probably just take 4, actually. And then I can into the Royal bounce. Kind of sets them up, though, doesn't it? All right, I think I'm getting in there. It's a little bit ambitious, but I'm going to go for it. Kind of forces them to make a decision, too, which I like. So they did ultimately make the right decision, which I think is keep your Scythe Cat safe. Force me to do something. Ultimately, it worked out okay for us. They killed our dude, which isn't good, and they get to replay their champion, which isn't good, and they pump their Scythe Cat, which isn't good, but that's a lot of different things that I would have had to predict there, so I think it's okay. We'll play the Falconer. So, I think champion we take because we can play the Seagate Colossus to block it. Do I want to play the Stampede as a land? I don't think so. So we can get in for 4 here. I mean, if they have an answer for Colossus, we're probably dead, but I think I'm going to accept that. Hmm. Let's say I take 6 and I play McKindy Stampede and I swing with team. I think they kill us the next turn. We just don't have lethal, so I think I have to make this trade. Not one I'm thrilled about making, but one I'm going to have to make. Shepherd's a good draw. That at least lets me get in for 4 again. And gain some life. Potentially killing them with McKindy Stampede next turn, so it's probably worth it. They attack with everything, we probably just block with Banneret. I guess they don't have lethal unless they have a double pump, like a Might of Marasa plus. I might be able to just take full damage here, but since I have lethal in hand without it, might be in my best interest to prevent a little bit, just in case they have double pump. Like, they have the mana to cast Kicked Might of Marasa plus Inordinate Rage, which would in fact be lethal. Sproutling, on the other hand, getting back Royal Eruption that can't kill our flyers. This is fine. Now we just win. Yeah, they can smash for 11, so that works out. At least we know we're going to win. Wait, why didn't they attack with Visionary? Oh, because we could have just blocked it? Because they're tapped out? That makes sense. I think that's the first time I've ever actually won with a McKindy Stampede. How odd is that? All of these drafts, and I've never actually won with McKindy Stampede before. So Smite deals with the champions, it deals with Territorial Scythecat. It doesn't deal with these two little fellas, but might be a reasonable option here. It's expensive too, which I don't like, but could probably cut a Grasp, bring in a Smite. Negates and anti-cognitions are options. Yeah, I mean, I can counter a 5-drop there, counter the Visionary. They had quite a bit of mana that game, though. Seagate Colossus definitely looked pretty good. It ended up trading with the Scythecat, 3-drop, so not that good, but it kept the 4/3s back. Yeah, I mean, they feel pretty aggressive. I'm wondering if I maybe want to cut the Colossus for, like, an anti-cognition. So I'm doing something reactive to their plays. We still have enough creatures. All right. I think I can get behind that. All right, it's a keep. Trap Finder into Windrider Wizard's not bad. Yeah. So we've got Rogue, Wizard, Cleric, just missing the Warrior. Alright, so they did have the champion. We can go Cleric and then Tactics the champion. I think we'll do that. Also keeps the Survivor back, which is nice. Before blocks. Alright, that's cool. That's good. Alright, digging for that land. We have another champion, alright. So, anti-cognition. Not the most exciting card right here. Let's do the wizard. Get in. So we're just missing warrior now. We also have close to 5 lands for this shepherd. And yeah, if we get a warrior, we just start drawing a million cards. Can technically double block a champion. I don't know if I want to. I would just lose a Windrider Wizard, though. It's a pretty good trade for us. They attack with everything, well, yeah. This is a good trade. We just lose a wizard and we take out their 4/3. I like that. We got the 5th land, so we can do the shepherd. I think we'll do the falconer. It makes more sense. Gain more life. We can currently race that because we have the shepherd. That was a good draw. Let's do shepherd, though. Make our trap finder unblockable. Gain life. In for 6. Sure. That's fine. Binding 2 is nice. We don't have a creature to make our trap finder unblockable, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, I think we just do this and pass. And we can kill them with our falconer. And in case they have a removal for falconer, we can bounce it. Like if their last card's a rabid bite, we just bounce the gecko and win, so that seems good. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Well, we ended up getting there. Pretty nice. And 3-0 with this deck, too, which is pretty incredible. I don't think this deck had anything crazy unbelievable in it either. We never got to go off with Trap Finder, but obviously not a big deal if we still win. Hardest match was second one. We got milled out in game 2. Game 3 was pretty tight. Where decks, had a lot of flyers, so we were able to offset their tons of flyers that they had. All those Sky Dancers and the Thieving Skydiver and the Soaring Thought Thieves, all that nonsense. Basically, we were able to hold that off just because we had enough flyers in our deck. So, got the victory. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.